Minnesota has been a wake-up call to a problem which runs deeper. By the way, if we're going to create support for such programs, nothing undermines support than people stealing from the program. Just to say that. If you believe in these programs, you should be the ones crying loudest for accountability, or otherwise fellow Americans have no belief in the support of the program. Minnesota's Office of the Legislative Auditor has been warning about fraud in their program since 2018. This state, Minnesota, consistently with a high rate of misspent dollars. Almost one in every $10 spent on child care coming from the federal government in Minnesota has been stolen or misused, and billions more in federal dollars from nutrition, housing, autism programs, and Medicaid. Now, Minnesota was a catalyst to consider the problem, but let's be clear. This is more than a Minnesota problem. And let's be clear. It isn't a California, New York, Illinois, or Colorado problem. It is an American problem. Can I see that chart? Some states have done well, and some states shamefully. And this is what we need to look at. Now, it's not enough to be angry. We got to have action. We got to have accountability. We've got to stop the fraud. We've got to protect the taxpayers. We've got to allocate the resources where the resources need to be allocated for those families who actually have the need. As chairman of this committee, I can say on a bipartisan basis that we should not tolerate waste, fraud, and abuse, stealing money in my state from the taxpayers of Louisiana, but it could be just as easily the taxpayer of any state represented here. And we can see what has worked. Mississippi, I mean, they have their rate at 0. I think it's like 0.34 or something. Good for Mississippi. And compare that to Minnesota's 9%. And I hate to say it, I don't mean to embarrass Senator Murray, but Oregon's rate is 35%. Oh, I'm sorry. She reminded me she's from Washington State. You know, sometimes I... Home of the Seahawks. Many apologies. Now, by the way, Louisiana is about 6%. We used to be better. We're not as good now. I am told that there are regular, unannounced inspections of child care providers, and we share how well each provider performs with parents online. And in the past, there was greater improvement by verifying improvement with biometric verification of attendance. But during the COVID pandemic, that system was eliminated, and the error rate has gone up. But I'm just pointing out, there are systems which can eradicate essentially fraud if they are implemented. The Child Care Development Fund is only able to serve about 1.4 million low-income working families out of the 8 million eligible. Every dollar misspent or stolen is a dollar not going to that working family, which is, by the way, the constituents we are here to serve. And when we say federal funds, let's not be abstract. We're talking about our money. If you're watching this, your money, your neighbor's money, money that could have been used to plan for your child's future, could have been used for a night on the town on your anniversary, could have been used to buy a little bit of a better home, instead going to tax dollars which are stolen. And by the way, could have been used to provide child care support for a family that otherwise could not afford, but because of a long waiting list cannot get in. We got to clean it up. We got to do it fast, and that's why this committee launched a fraud task force last month to expose fraud around the country.